So I'm going to bring up several people. We only have a world premiere once, so I just want to make sure I get everyone up here. It's starting with our lead actress, Jamie Chung. She's been and her fantastic co-star, Matt O'Leary. We also have four producers here. I'd like to bring up Colin Plank, Jacob Mosler, Trent Bryan, and Mark Winnery. I have a cheat sheet. Also our director of photography, Sean Porter. I'm gonna and Scott Meklowitz, Cortland Frito, Jesse, the evil Jesse, and last but certainly not least, I would like to bring up the woman whose story this is based on, who's here with us today, Miss Chong Kim. Please come on. She's way at the top, so I'm going to take her a little bit. If you couldn't hear me over my own applause, that's Rick Phillips, the screenwriter.
Megan, I think it's such an incredible film, incredible piece of work. I think one of the most amazing things, another round of applause, this is an amazing film. I think one of the most amazing things about it is the absolutely just fantastic ensemble that you brought together. And I'd love to hear a little bit about maybe the casting process, rehearsals if there were any, sort of how this came together for you.
Sure. In terms of casting, you know, Colin and I set out to start casting the film in the early part of last summer. We shot in August, September in Washington State, if you can believe it. We knew right from the beginning that the most difficult role to cast and the most important was the role of Eden, and we really scoured the world for Asian American actresses, and Jamie got a hold of the script through that process and really responded to it, and she actually wasn't going to be in LA when we were casting, so she flew herself to Seattle on one of her days off on the film she was working on, and auditioned for us up there and blew us away completely. And then we went down to LA and tried to find a match for her, and we couldn't do it, so she was by far the best. And then we went through a similar process for Vaughn. Matt O'Leary was actually shooting another film that's playing at South by Southwest this week in Seattle at the time we were casting If That Kid Rules the World, and he came from that set and auditioned in our production office, and really he was very hyped up on coffee and no sleep, and perfect for Ron, really, and so he did an awesome job. Scott Meklowitz came to us through Jacob, who had worked with him on Mean Creek many years ago, and he was terrific, and Bo Bridges, I guess, was, you know, sort of traditional. We got the script to his agent liked it, gave it to him, he liked it, I met with him, he liked me, so we did it.
Questions from the audience? Yes, here.
The questions about differences between Chong's life and the film, and basically, you know, all the names have been changed. All the names have been changed, and characters and details have been altered, but we were really true to the spirit of Chong's experience. She definitely went through something unique. We wanted to be true to that.
Questions? Yes, here in the front.
Yeah, the lead actors, and I think I asked you this for a document. When you're doing a film like this, and it's just terrific, and there aren't too many light moments, you have to go home at the end of the day. You leave it on the set, you end up taking an hour-long shower when you get home. How do you deal with that?
I think most importantly on such a sensitive topic, while we're filming, it's important to have like a great setting and a safe environment, and everyone provided that. Megan was super lovely and understanding, and it was important to have that relationship with Matt, although he was the captor. We had so many strangely intimate scenes together, and we developed this wonderful friendship, and it was easier to do those kind of scenes together. And in terms of leaving it on set, you still bring some back with you, but again, you have this awesome family to work with and hang out with and share this experience with. It just made it a whole lot easier.
I think that's the idea, is that we know that everybody that got together for the project knew what we were doing and knew the story, and we wanted to be true to it as much as we could. And on set, when you're dealing with these dark things, of course, everybody knows that. Everybody is aware of it, so we're kind of supporting each other. But yeah, absolutely, nightmares sucked. Like going home, I was like calling my mom constantly. She's like, oh, how am I doing this? Why is this coming on? What did you do to me, Mom? Like, just Jesus Christ. I was confused. I needed to call Megan all the time. Megan calling me down constantly. It's just, yeah, we loved what we did, and obviously, that's awesome. Anyway, if that answered your question.
I was just there for a day. I didn't have many days to sleep on it. Yeah, Mosler called me up and he was like, hey, so there's this guy who manipulates and lures young girls into a sex trafficking ring. You'd be perfect. And I said, thanks, Dick. And that was
More questions? Yes.
Megan, were you interested in the sort of plight of trafficked women before this? Was this an activist piece for you, or something you responded once you found the story?
I think the question was I interested in, or was I following the trafficking issue before this film? And I was aware of it. I think like anybody is, to a kind of minor degree. I definitely was kind of immersed myself in it a lot more once I got this script. Colin had been developing this project for a few years before I got into it, and so when it was handed to me, it was already existing on the page, and I did as much research as I could over the course of 5 months, and watched a ton of, it was a good time last summer at my house, lots of trafficking movies and articles about trafficking, but, and talking to Chong, that was a huge part of it, just like having a conversation with her about like the emotional realities of it, because that's, for me, the most important thing was just kind of capturing her emotional and physical realities. So, yeah, it's something, now, it's like once you start learning about a topic like this, you really just can't put it away. You have to, I think all of us are probably going to be much more conscious of it and want to do more about it over the course of the rest of our lives because of being involved in this project.
More questions? Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry, what was the second one? This is the first time anyone's seen the film, so it hasn't been picked up yet, but, we're interested in it.
You can tweet about it. That might help.
This is quite a movie to just wander into on a fluke, so I'm glad you enjoyed the film. I don't know if you can hear in the back, so I'll repeat, but basically he's asking about sort of that Stockholm Syndrome element of the film and how you're supposed to feel about Jamie kind of navigating through the film, and how you phrased it is pretty close to it's a very complicated journey that she goes through. You know, she's a victim, but then she's also sort of a part of the organization at some point. And that is something we wanted to portray the complexities of that and kind of keep people guessing, not know where she's going to fall, where she's going to end up, and so definitely there was sort of ambiguity there that we wanted to explore. You want to talk about that one? All right.
I think we have time for about one more question. Anyone in the back there? Yes, right here.
This is for Davey. I wonder how it's for you reliving this
I'm sorry, was that for Jamie or Chong? Okay. How was it for you reliving this?
Overwhelming. I like what you said when you said that the relationship between Matt and Jamie. I can't agree more because, I mean, I can agree. Did I say that? My heart is thumping really fast, so please bear with me. Having to see this also brought tears in my eyes, and there's a part of me that wanted to jump out and go, no, don't let her do that. So it's very overwhelming, but I am happy because this needs to be out. And there's so many of us girls that never get out. And I'm glad that I survived. You know, it's the hardest thing. But having to look at this, to me, is the best testimony that I could ever bring to the lost girls that could never have their voice be spoken. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for what you have to do. It's an incredible job. Please, thank you again. Everyone, please remember to vote for the Audience Award ballot. Please, that very much helps these filmmakers. And thank you again for coming.